Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Mark, this is Spiguyver Backpacking, and today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the pack and everything that was in the pack. We're going to do a whole gear loadout, talk about what I took, what I didn't take, what this weighs, and this was what I took on the last trip, which was the Ouachita Trail when Rayman and I actually completed the trail. And you know, the weather was like mid-80s down to the low 60s, maybe into the high 50s at night. And so this is what I took on that trip. And so I've got no food, and I've got no water in here, and I've got no fuel. But unlike other people that have done these types of things and weighed them, I still have the empty fuel container that I used, I still have the empty water bottle that I used, and I still have my bear bag in here, just no food. I still have everything else that I took, including on the straps I have the GoPro and my InReach. So everything that I took is here, and we're gonna break that down and go through it. But before we do, I'd like to ask that if you like this video, if you like this sort of video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Costs you absolutely nothing, does a whole lot for us for this channel. Really gets us into that YouTube algorithm and really helps things out. If you've got any questions, any comments, leave them down below as always. All right, so let's get into this. Let's go. Check it out. All our friends are right here. We got these guys hanging out. All right, so let's just jump right into this. Backpack itself is Light AF Curve, and it is the Dyneema DCF pack. The one change to this is that I did go with the fanny pack. And so this fanny pack is great because I can carry snacks in here, have them just available all day long, and unlike a chest pack, it doesn't weigh down my shoulders. So I've got a couple of things on my shoulder straps. Like I said before, my InReach, it's the mini, and then the GoPro, it's the Hero 8 Black with the tripod, flexible tripod. So that's all that I carry on there. I used to carry water bottles, I used to have a chest strap, but that weighs down my shoulders really bad, and I end up with really sore shoulders at the end of the day. So going with a fanny pack puts it on your hips and still allows everything to transfer to your hips the way that it should without putting that pressure on your shoulders. On the front of this, it has a stretchy little spandex area, mesh area that I put my phone in. And so my phone's easy access. It's not in my pants pocket. Well, half the time it's in my pants pocket because I forget to put it in there and put it in my pocket. In the back panel, it has a Gossamer Gear sit pad that I use not only as a back support here. What's nice about it is it has holes in it, so it is ventilated pretty well. So I don't only use it here, I also use it for a sit pad. Like right now I can take this out. Real easy to get in and out. That made that a whole lot nicer. A lot nicer sitting on that. I think I'm going to continue this for the rest of the video. But I've got this. It also, I used it in the hammock underneath my feet because I was only using, I say 3/4, but 3/4 length quilt is generous for what I had. So that's this. In the outside pockets, let's take a look at what we've got. All right, so I've got my ditty bag that has toilet paper, wet wipes, medicines. I've got a knife in here. I've got a repair kit, a bunch of different patches and stuff, and Band-Aids were in with the other stuff in there. So that's what's in there. It's in a DCF little Dyneema sack. Of course, gotta have hang time hook. Really the only piece of additional clothing I brought was my buff. So I just had a buff just in case it got cold. I wasn't bringing a hat or anything. I could throw that on. And last thing in this pocket are stakes, and I've got 8 Msr Groundhog Stakes, and they've even got still some mud on them from the trip prior. I actually didn't use these on this trip, but they're in a DCF stuff sack. So that's all the stuff that was out here. I'll put this all back in. Moving to this side pocket, I carry my water bottle. Real easy for me to just reach back and grab them. I've got the Knock Vecto bag, and this has the bigger lid to accept a Be Free, and I carried the Be Free for the first time on this one. And actually, I didn't realize I had those in there, but I've got a bunch of Spiguyver Backpacking old school stickers in there. So if anyone talks to me on the trail, I can hook him up with some stickers. Totally forgot those were in there. Extra weight I didn't need to carry. Man, all the weight I could have saved. Alright, move to the other side. And we've got our cook kit. So over here on the cook kit side, I had I want to say this is 4-ounce bottle of heat. Yellow bottle heat was what was in there. I've got a Toaks Ultralight 550 with the Rudalacura lid, and someone told me recently that they are selling them again. Super lightweight, cool. What I like about it is that you can grab it when it's hot and you don't burn your hands. Really cool. I've got a mini Bic. I've got the Spiguyver stove with the improved rim at the top, and then I've got a piece of carbon felt that I use both as a windscreen and as a pot holder type grabber, because these handles get really hot sometimes, and so using this, even if it's been around the stove with flames hitting it, you can grab it. It's a little bit warm, but you aren't going to get burnt. So that's what I've got for my cook kit. Works really, really well. I took 4 ounces of heat on this last trip, and I did not use all of the heat. I actually came back with some, so I drained it out, and that's empty at this point. So that's where I keep that, is right here in this side pocket. All right, so that's everything outside of the pack. Let's get into the inside. All right, moving to the inside of the pack. First thing we pull out, this is my bear bag. So it's a DCF lightweight bear bag. Has Velcro all the way across the top, has a snap closure system, and inside of there I've got my MSR folding plastic spoon. It's the only one that I carry anymore. Works great, and it's super light. Next, my hammock. So this is a Trailheads Wraith UL. It is a monolight 1.0 in a 10.5 foot length, 56 or 58 inches wide, and it's got a Dyneema Ridgeline organizer, and then inside of here I've got some extremely lightweight Dyneema, Kevlar Dyneema, I think it's a composite, straps. So I use those for the Beckett hitch system. They're 1-inch straps and super, super light. So that's my hammock setup right there. Next, let's see. My electronics kit for this one. This was one of the smaller electronics kits that I have taken in quite a while. So I have the Nitecore 25. You guys saw that on the trip video. New one for me. Lightweight, worked really, really well. Because I wasn't going to be charging a lot of stuff, I just brought this really small battery bank that has an integrated iPhone charger. So I was just going to charge my phone, and so this works perfect. It's 4,000 mAh, which isn't enough to charge it all the way, but we were only going to be out for the weekend, one night. If I was to charge it, to wear the battery down on my phone enough, this would get me back to a good charge. I actually didn't even need this, didn't use it on this trip because I didn't use my phone. It was in airplane mode the whole time. Only other thing I've got in here are 2 extra GoPro batteries, since I was using the GoPro and I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of juice, and I went through 2 of them. So there was a third one I didn't use. So that was all of the electronics that I brought, other than the stuff that I already showed on the outside, the GoPro and the inReach. Right. Pillow. This is the Argon Pillow from Dutchware Gear, and so I brought this. It's nice and lightweight. It's a synthetic fill, so it's not down. It doesn't pack down quite as small as my down one, but this is what I brought on this trip. And then for the quilt set, this is my top quilt, and it is a Loco Libre Gear Operator Series 50 degree. It's 900 fill power, and it is super lightweight and super awesome. Has snaps so you could open it up. Has a zip or a pull cord at the bottom. For underquilt is Loco Libre 50 degree Operator Series, and as you can see, it is not very big coverage. It is pretty small, but it works for hotter times of year, which I kind of considered this one hotter times. And then because I had the sit pad, when my legs got a little bit chilly, which wasn't until probably about 5 o'clock in the morning, I just slid this out, slid it underneath my feet, and I was good to go. And then for my tarp, a little bit of overkill for this one, but I've got my Hammock Gear DCF Winter Palace tarp. This is the 11-foot Winter Palace. So it's a doored tarp, max coverage, and it's in the single Hammock Gear sleeve. And then it's got Myers Tech, really hardware-less. It's got plastic hardware for the Ridgeline suspension. And I believe, yep, that is it. There's I've got a little light AF bag that's in here that can clip in and out, but this is where I keep my keys and my wallet while I'm out hiking, and that is it. Packs up really well. So we get this packed up super quick in the morning when you break down camp. I throw things in pretty much the same order every time. Only exception is usually my tarp is not on the inside. Snap the top, roll it down, and close it. And that was my pack for the weekend. So what do you guys think it weighs? Go ahead and pause it right here, go down into the comment section and drop what you think this thing weighs. I'll wait. Oh, while we're waiting, these were the trekking poles that I took. These were the Msr Gear LT5s, and really enjoyed these. I talked about flickability when I was reviewing the TAC 9ers, and I liked how light they were. I think those are 14.6 ounces for the pair. These are 9.6 or 9.2 for the pair without the baskets on there. And talk about flickability. Man, these things are easy to just take down the trail. And while these look like cork handles, they're actually EVA foam, but they've got a different feel. They've got a feel really a lot like a cork, and they worked out well. Additionally, the new kicks, the Ultra Lone Peak 5s, worked out really well. Now I did have to readjust the way that I wear them. I wore my Morels pretty loose so that my feet could kind of move around in there. With these, I had to actually cinch them down a little bit to keep my feet planted a little bit better. Use a lock lace system to keep my heel where it needed to be. And once I did that, I was golden. All right, so now that we're back, let's talk about the weight of it. What'd you guys guess? So with everything I just showed you guys, the way it sits right now, that's with the GoPro on there, everything else, 7 pounds 1 ounce. 7 pounds 1 ounce is where I was at with this. So pretty light base weight. With food and water, I was just at or just under 10 pounds. So good loadout for this trip. All right, guys, if you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. If you guys liked the series that I started with Moonshine, Christy, and the pack loadout kind of shakedown video that I did, well, you're going to like the fact that I've got more of those coming. And if you want to be part of that, leave a comment down below. Let me know, and we'll hook this up so that you can be on here and do this as well. All right, guys, I'll see you down the trail.